All right, this is my review for Black Phone 2. All right, this movie was amazing. This was the sequel that I did not know I needed. And you know what? People always talk about sequels, like, why to make sequels? Da, 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 da. I understand that, totally get it. But I think you should whine about it when they're maybe like on the fourth or third one, maybe. If it's not warranted, if you feel like there's no story, whatever. But this, I think Black Phone 1 came out about 4 years ago. This story was crafted so well. I have to say, when they made part 1, they knew that they wanted to make part 2. I'm not completely sure, but I want to go back and watch part 1 because there's a revelation that they give in the second one that makes me want to watch part 1 to kind of see if there's any breadcrumbs about why the grabber might have been so interested in this kid, or if he was, or how his interactions might have been, if certain things he might have said about certain members of his family is what I will say. I'm not gonna spoil much, but dang, like this movie was great. And what I will say is this: I don't want to mislead anyone. If you're looking for slashers, if you're looking for blood and gore, yes, it is in this movie, but it's not. It's similar to the first movie. The first movie, it's more of a almost detective kind of like serious, grounded story about these characters, and then you get that gore, you get that stuff towards more towards the end and maybe the middle point. If you like these characters, if you like the characters in part 1, you're gonna like them here. I want to watch part 1 again because I really like these characters. I really like the sister. I forgot how much I love the sister and her and her vocabulary, her interesting vocabulary when it comes to certain things. Sailor Mouth for sure, but she's just a great character, and I love her brother. Yo, 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 yo. Go see this movie, please. I think if you didn't even watch part 1, you may enjoy this, but this movie did things it did not have to do. It could have just been a horror movie. It could have just been slashing. It could have put blood in it. We would have been like, most people would have been like, oh, that's pretty good, pretty good. Because we're already high off the first one. If you've seen part 1 and you enjoyed it, I forgot how good the score was. Part 1, I remember now, has a really good score. I like movies made like the 80s and everything. They have like in this movie, they put synths and a lot of different instrumentals in the background, and like it works, like almost like Stranger Things vibes a little bit, tiny bit with the, I don't want to spoil, but I love the score. It hits at the right moments, and then the way they do the story is just so good. It's just so good, and I like how tight the characters are. There aren't too many characters in this. They focus on a good set of characters, and they give good reasons on why they're only a minimum amount of characters, and it works. There's some stuff in here where you kind of feel like Freddy versus Jason, or like Freddy with the dreams and everything, but they do it so well that the jealous part of me wants another or 2 more of these. But if you watch this movie, it is a very satisfying conclusion. So I don't think there's gonna be any more, and I don't have a problem with it. But if these makers of this movie come back and this team comes back and they have a story, I wouldn't mind them doing a 3rd or 4th. But just these 2 movies might be one of the best sequels I've ever seen in a long time. Like I said, I didn't know I needed a sequel, but after seeing it, I'm like, I can't believe we have it. I can't believe they made this sequel and it's this good. Like, it makes me want to go back and watch part 1 and then watch part 2 again. It's like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful conclusion, and they do things with trauma I like, and it's just like everyone deals with things in different ways. I'm not gonna spoil anything. All I'm gonna say is this: the kid in the first one, he gets kidnapped. What does that do to a kid? His childhood, his innocence is taken away. You know what I mean? And they didn't have to dig into it the way they did. And then all I'm gonna say is this: his pops was a drunk at some point. I'm pretty sure they harped on that in the first one, but in the second one, he I'm not spoiling. I'm just gonna say that I don't want to spoil anything. All I'm gonna say is this: his pops was a drunk, and now his son was kidnapped. I'm not saying his son drinks, but all I'm gonna say is this: kids deal with things in different ways. Whether it be vaping or smoking or I don't know, they join a certain team or be with a certain clique. You know what I mean? That might not be good for them, but they need to have that bond, whatever it may be. And his innocence was taken, and this film doesn't shy away from it. It does a tiny bit, but then it goes for it. And I really love the way they handle things. also some movies do this and it annoys me, where like they don't want to tell the parents thing. Don't tell the parents, you can't talk about the parents, don't tell the parents what you're going through and all these spiritual things are happening. You can't tell them. They deal with it in such a great way, and the writing is so good. Like when they have to deal with it, they deal with it. And I'm not spoiling anything, I'm just saying they deal with certain things in a good way. And I love the way they envelop the dream world and the real world. Some movies, when the dreams start happening and the real stuff starts happening, it doesn't change the tone, it doesn't change the way the film is shot. So they do it because they want to give you that shock value. This film, when she's dreaming, you can tell she's dreaming. And I'm not saying that it's bad. I love it, because when it goes back to reality, it has so much of an umph, because you know that like it's the real and the dream are almost the same, but it's just like you'll see. I like the way they deal with it, I really do. And when there's gore, there's a moment where I thought a certain character, when there's gore, so you get it. When there's blood, there's blood. Same thing, gore and blood's the same, but I'm saying when there's kills, there's kills. Like, this movie it sings and it soars in every moment. I think that the writers knew what they were doing. They knew what they're doing with the score. They crafted it so well. I was engaged the whole time, and the way it ends is just it's so satisfying, because there's certain things that happened in the first movie that I didn't know tied this well. And that's why it makes me want to watch part one again, because I'm like, dang, you tied it up so well. And then you give these characters a relief. You give them a traumatic relief. You give them a grieving relief. And then it's like, in turn, the audience feels it too. I feel like I'm relieved with them. I feel like I'm like feeling like relieved with them, the weight off my shoulders too. So I don't know. I doubt there'll be more than more than two of these, but I think this is like I said, this is a sequel I did not know I needed, and I am so grateful for it. Like, this is one of my favorite movies of the year, I would say, for sure. And if I had to give this out of 5 stars, I'd give this a straight 5 for sure. I'd give it a straight 5 out of stars. 5 out of 5 stars, like straight up. I gotta give it there. And yeah, gotta do it. Wow, that's great. And check it out, man. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. See it if you want. You might see it and say, this is boring. I want more slashing. I want more kills in the beginning. Or you might watch it and be like, that doesn't make sense. Everyone is different. But for me, I was following these characters. Like, I'd follow these characters into another movie with no killing. I'd follow them into another movie with just even if they took out all the supernatural elements and the gore, if it went into a different realm and part 3 was him being like, or even if they made this movie 5 years later and he's like a young detective, super young or something, I don't know, like they just do good with detective work and bridging the spiritual realm and the regular realm and how to like release souls and certain things like that, and like when stuff is left undone and how to help it finish, you know, help people pass to the other side if there is other side. So this film, it did it. It does what it needs to do. Check it out. If you're going for Ethan Hawke, what I will say is he's not really in this movie that much. If you're going for Ethan Hawke, watch the first one. He's in the first one a lot more than this, but he's in this movie as much as he needs to be, you know? That's what I'll say. So check it out if you like. Highly recommend it. It's Deja, know the name. Spread love and light. Take care. And Black Phone 2, man. I want to watch Black Phone 1 right now. Probably will. All right, let's get out of here.